Well, it's September 13th. It's actually my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. But the big day has finally arrived. I've got the excavator here. Put some tarps up on the back of my house here. And I'm actually going to start burying my house with the excavator. Very exciting. So the first thing I got to do, see I got this air tube pipe coming up here. And I got the tarps in the back, so I need to pile up a good mound of dirt here, kind of from the ditch over there up to the edge of the roof here, and that's going to be my main thermal mass there. And so once I pile that up, hopefully get some help and can shape it up and then cover it in plastic and then cardboard to insulate that big kind of chunk of dirt back here. But first I got to get the dirt there, so I'm probably going to bring the excavator out over here, cover up these pipes first, and start digging out of this area, make like a little terrace. One thing you got to be careful about when working with the excavator is you got to plan out your digging, plan out your route, because you can easily dig yourself into a corner or into a situation where you can't get the excavator out. So I'm not too worried about that here. I got plenty of escape routes, but it's just more efficient if you plan it out. So hopefully I've got a good plan, and I'm going to get started and start burying my house. Big day. I'm very excited about this. So this is kind of precision work, and Rex over there is definitely not a precision machine, and I'm not being as careful as I should. I was trying to dig a path to come down here with the excavator. Ended up digging up my little air tubes here, so I'm going to have to hand dig these out and fix them. And I think I might expand them down there a bit to make more room, but it's just a good point to stop and think about how I'm digging and go with the changes. Mistakes kind of help you learn what to do, I guess. But I think I'm going to change what I'm doing here and start digging out some dirt from this berm up here with the ladder and the wood's at, and see if I can't make this work a little better. So now I've fixed these air tubes and made myself a little marker over there so I know where the end of them is, so I can see where I'm digging now. Although I'm not actually going to dig over here anymore. I'm just going to pile dirt on top of it. What I'm going to do now is dig through that big pile of soil over there. That's all topsoil. I dug it before, and so I'm going to lay it along here, kind of where this topsoil is at, to support the back of this berm, and then I'll be able to get some good dirt in the front of the house for this mass.
Little man from Tennessee who lived his life hungry and free in a castle near the banks of Mount Shasta. Well, it spoke to me on the violin, a song true, it must have been, 'cause soon he would never play again. In his heart he held a bird, the golden goose for all his work.
Okay, so I got a ton of dirt piled back here, maybe even more than I need, but what comes next is trying to shape this dirt into the right shape to put all my cardboard on there and insulate out this. So I think a lot of this I'm going to have to do by hand, because digging right next to the house, and I want to get pretty vertical wall on the sides of this for the cardboard to come up. But got a lot of work ahead. I don't think I can use the excavator for this because it's too close to the house. So it's the end of the day, first day here burying the house. Pretty tired, did a lot of hand digging today. But I got this whole pile of dirt here. This is the main thermal mass for my house. It's right up against the back wall. It's got the earth tubes running through it. And so that's what's going to store all my heat and all my cool for the winter and the summer. It's my air conditioning right there. So we started putting I had to dig this side out all the way down to the tarps that we had down there. to meet up with the underground cardboard layer, so I can make the umbrella, you know, come together. I gotta make sure I get that good seal against the side of the house there as well. So I gotta dig out the other side. Ben to the rescue again. He came and helped me dig today. I still gotta dig out on this side to get down to the tarps to connect that cardboard layer back up with the cardboard layer over here. So I got a lot of dirt to move, but I'm pretty tired, so I think that's it for today. We're back on the project again, another day. I gotta do a lot of hand digging over here to get that thermal mass umbrella in there right and get that all shaped up. Went pretty hard yesterday. I gotta say I'm real tired today. It's hard to convince myself I need to dig more. This is probably the biggest project I've ever taken on, and it's got so many steps, and it's just taking a while. That's one of the challenges is keeping motivated and keeping on it and getting it done. But I'm so close. I just got to keep going right now, and then I can take a break because I need a break. My body gets tired of doing physical labor day after day. Definitely don't want to be doing that for too long, but I'm getting there. Hopefully I can get this dug out here and get the umbrella laid down in here and get this mast covered at least today, and then I'll be safe from the rain if we do get rain. And then I think I might need to find more tarps or find more cardboard for the roof. I'm not sure, but I'll just see how it goes as it goes. Okay, so I've got some work done so far this morning. I did all the hand digging. I figured out I could do less digging if I cut the tarp and let all that dirt slip under that retaining wall there, and just continue the umbrella around there. So I've got this, got the mass all covered in plastic, protect the cardboard, and I'm starting to layer cardboard at the bottom because I kind of got to cover the tarps at the bottom, put some dirt on it, and then that holds the cardboard in place. You can put more above it or else it all just slides right down. So I'm going to put the plastic on now. So I'm working my way up. I got this section, got the cardboard down, the tarps over it, dealing with that little transition around the corner there and around this post. Trying to keep this post from letting water into the bottom of my umbrella, so I'll probably have to do another wraparound thing up top. But yeah, getting the cardboard around. I have to figure out what I need to do under this window. I think I'm going to do a big window sill that kind of encloses this cardboard and everything, keeps it dry, and keeps that part of the wall insulated. Yeah, just got to keep going around. Put more cardboard in the back here and keep wrapping up to the top of this little mound.
And the name was Holy. Well, he spoke to me about the fees as I traveled through the rubber trees to the coast, Northern California. They took me to the sacred heights, and these girls need help if they're gonna survive, cause the rain is coming soon.
So this thermal mass thing back here is proving to be more complicated than expected, but I think if I did this again I wouldn't try to do such steep walls on the cardboard here, because you kind of got to bury it as you build it up. So I got this all shaped up and covered. I'm gonna use the excavator and try to fill it in with dirt without making everything slip, so see how that goes. Well, I just did a bunch of earth moving. Took a bunch of this soil that was piled up here. This is all the soil that I scraped off of the house site. So move that back behind the house here to make a big berm. It needs to be taller back there for part of the jump feature off this house. So I had to move a lot of dirt back there. Kind of a stopping point. I ran out of the clear 6mm plastic, so it looks like I got to go to town and get some more of that. I also probably need some more cardboard. Just got that little pile over there. I got to do the whole roof, so it looks like it's off to Missoula for me. Yeah, I still got a lot done today. It's kind of hard to figure this out, but mostly it's just a lot of digging, and but imagine that, digging in an underground house. Okay, it's another warm day out here in the Ant Village. Still working on burying my house over here. Last night I went to Missoula because I needed to get more clear plastic sheeting. Ran out of this. It's the 6 mil stuff. I got the 100-foot by 10-foot roll this time instead of 20 feet. See if it's a little more manageable. I got some more cardboard for insulation, some pallets for a wall idea I'm going to try out. But yeah, I think the job for today is to finish covering up this mass over here and figure out that transition between the roof and the back wall here. And then I got to go move over to the other side and start putting dirt on that side, because you don't want to put, you want to equally bury the house. So you put some dirt over here, put some dirt over there to balance out the force. So it's all just part of figuring out where to get the dirt within reach of the excavator. In a place that I don't want dirt anymore, so it's kind of a puzzle, but it's fun.
So what about you? What about you? Brother, what about you? What about you? Sister, what about you? What about you? Will you let your flower bloom, let the whole head be inside? Will you let your flower bloom, let the whole head be inside?
So I got quite a bit of work done today. Moved around a lot of dirt. I got the back here piled up towards the roof. I'll climb up here and show it to you. So I got some tarps up on the roof to accept the dirt that's going to go over that pipe that's right there. And I got this side buried up to the bottom here so I can overlap another layer of plastic from the top. But I need to wait until I can fill in this side over here before I can go up onto the roof, so I got to bring the excavator around the other side of the building for that. So that'll be later. I did remove a lot of soil from right here and put most of it right here in this pile to be ready to put up on the roof. Just kind of moving it to where it needs to be, or a staging area anyway. I'm going to use this big place that I dug out here. I'm going to build kind of a berm shed, kitchen storage area. It's kind of a building to store my firewood and have an outdoor kitchen and have a nice little living space outside of my sleeping space. And I needed a bunch of dirt, so it was right there anyway. So I also backed up over here with the excavator and got to work on this side. Just having to take the dirt that was left over here and pile it up against that wall as I loaded cardboard onto it and more plastic and worked myself up the wall. So I got this corner most of the way done. Same thing as over there. I gotta get the other corner before I can get to the top. So maybe the rest of the day I'll move over here and start getting this. But I'm getting closer and closer. Once I get this side buried up to the top of these walls underneath that window, then I could move down here and fill in that hole in the back and start filling in finally up on the roof. I got to clear out this whole spot over here where all this soil is between us and the excavator for another building, and then in this area I'm going to dig a big hole for a root cellar, which is probably where we're going to get a lot of the dirt for the roof up there. So yeah, I'm just getting closer and closer every day. It's kind of picking at the excavator. Good morning. Another day working on the house burying project. Woke up this morning with a sore back. I've been working pretty hard, climbing up all over all this and hand digging. Even just operating the excavator, the thing moves all around and jerks all around. It's pretty hard on your body. So I'm definitely a little tired of working on this, but I gotta keep going. It might rain again in a couple days, so I really need to get that roof covered up and keep all this cardboard dry and just keep at it. So I think what I'm gonna do today is use the excavator and clear out more of the soil over here for my eventual root cellar, and try to get the excavator on this little terrace here I've dug and get some more dirt up here. I need to fill in from basically where these pipes are up to the roof. So that's quite a bit of dirt I gotta find out somewhere, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna get at that and hopefully I'll start feeling better a little bit later. So I've been using the excavator a lot today. I don't seem to be getting too much done. I'm still trying to get enough dirt to bury the backside here, along with the berm that needs to come out to about where these pipes are. So I'm trying to find, you know, I need to find good non-organic, you know, subsoil for right up against the tarps. I can't put all this stuff with sticks in it and poke through the tarps. So I'm trying to dig out my spot for my root cellar over here. Figured I'd get a bunch of dirt from that, but we call this excavator Toothless Rex for obvious reasons. I mean, look at these things. Basically just metal fists. They're not teeth at all anymore, so I kind of just scrape at this clay and it doesn't do much, so a little frustrating, but yeah, at least I got any excavator to use, better than none, so happy to have it still. Just got to kind of adjust my thinking on this, I think. Like I said, I feel like I did a bunch of scraping around today and didn't get a whole lot buried, but I'm getting closer still. I did get the back side of the thermal mass tarped up and covered, so it's ready to go up towards the roof. I just need to get this last piece covered. You know, this kind of dome of plastic needs to be covered up there, and then I can start putting dirt on the roof. Where I'm going to get that dirt, I still have to figure out.
I've traveled all across the land, I've tried to learn the best I can, but still I know nothing at all. I met some folks with open eyes, and I met some more with open eyes, and I met some who answered the call. 'Cause without the trees there'd be no bees, but without the bees there'd be no trees, and without them, boy, we never will survive.
Good morning. It's back to work on the house again. Last night I did a little bit of extra work after I videoed. Put this last piece of plastic on this kind of transition zone between the roof and the thermal mass in the back here. So I got more dirt up there on the roof. That's going to be a thermal mass that runs up the roof around this pipe right here, just kind of in the middle of the room there, just to capture some of that heat that is going to come out and collect up against the ceiling, and also to surround that pipe right there. So I got the dirt, and then I got the cardboard layer kind of extending past it to make sure the whole ceiling is insulated. And then it kind of just transitions down into the sides here. I got this side covered. This side, it's harder to get dirt over here, so it's harder to get it covered. But I'll figure that out eventually, I guess. It's a little windy and stormy today. It's going to make it hard to work with the tarps because they blow around, as you can see. But it does look like it's going to rain, so I need to get this roof buried today. Hopefully I have enough cardboard left to finish the insulation. If not, I'm just going to have to tarp it off and wait till the rain stops. So I better get to work. So I've got to the point where I need to punch this air tube. It's going to connect down there through the roof. And since I don't have any solar panels or 120 power, I can't just use my jigsaw. That would make cutting this hole a whole lot easier. But since I don't have that power, I do it the old-fashioned way. I got a gouge and a rasp to smooth it out. I drilled a bunch of holes. So just have to knock it out the old-fashioned way. It's just one of the challenges of building a house off-grid. Sometimes things are harder. Well, it wasn't pretty, but I got the pipe in there, and now I'm ready to continue this dirt layer up the roof. So I got this layer underneath, and this one is going to go over that pipe and act as, you know, the shingle for that, so I don't have to worry about sealing it up against moisture or water. There is going to be a whole layer of dirt and a whole nother layer of tarps over it too, so that should help as well. So I'm getting closer. I got my layer of dirt up here for throw mass, all the way up to the top there. Holding down the last of the tarps there for this layer. I just shoveled all that dirt up there from down here. A lot of work, but I've done a lot of that in my years of building bike jumps. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do too much of that on this project, but that seems to be the majority of the work. Challenge in trying to get that dirt up here with the excavator is pretty tall, pretty far to the middle. But in the home stretch, I can just lay more cardboard up over this mass and more of this plastic, and hopefully be able to move a lot of dirt up here with the excavator instead of by hand. But we'll see. Alright, it's getting much closer. I got almost the last of my cardboard laid in. I got a little bit more to put up there once I can reach it. But I'm about to put the last sheet of plastic over and then continue to shovel dirt up there. It looks like I'm probably going to have to hand dig a lot of this. Just for the fact I don't want to dump a bunch of weight on my roof all at once with the excavator. And it really only reached about right here. It won't reach all the way up. So, I mean, some people hand dig their entire house, so I'm lucky to have the excavator. At least get this covered today before it rains, because it's been kind of stormy and windy all day. I'm excited. Almost there.
You need God and God needs you to share all the love you have inside. So what about you? What about you? Mother, what about you? What about you? Father, what about you? What about you? Well, let your flower bloom, shed the love you have inside. Well, let your flower bloom, shed the love you have inside. Well, let your flower bloom and share the love you have inside.
Well, I'm very dirty. I'm working for days. Very tired. But I finally got my house buried. There's still some evening out, and I gotta fill this top in a little bit more, but I think there's enough dirt down there. I can just hand dig it up here later, but I'm tired of digging, as you might imagine. I've thrown so many shovels today. It's the biggest jump I've ever built. And a lot of the extra work is actually because I plan to turn this into a jump, so I'm a little bit crazy, but it's my dream, so I'm going for it. But I did manage to get it all covered after a lot of digging. And all around my house is now pretty well dug up. One thing I definitely learned is you need a lot of dirt to do this. And with the excavator not having teeth on the bucket, I planned to dig down way deeper over there and over on this side as well, but that excavator just won't do it, and so I had to, scrape up a lot of dirt from all around just to make it up here. But it's a lesson learned. If I had a different excavator, or a better bucket, it might have gone different, but I'm happy with how it did turn out. At least got my house covered. I only heard a couple little creaks when I was burying it. At least once when I was up here. It might have happened when I was running the excavator and couldn't hear it, but still standing. That's good. Nothing seems to be bowing or anything inside, so that's great. As you can see, I put these boards over the edge of the tarp, because as you can see, the storm is definitely blowing in, and I don't want any water to get underneath these tarps, so the edge is all pinned down with these boards. And as you can see, I've let a lot of extra tarp on the inside, kind of pulled in all the extra, so that if the tarp slips and as this dirt's settling, it won't pull on all these screws and tear the tarp. So just a little bit extra in there. Like I said, I gotta do more shoveling up to get this top fully buried. And eventually I gotta build a little roof that'll cover this tarp. As this is polyethylene plastic, lasts forever underground. You know, one of the problems of plastics is they don't break down, but it does help when you're using it as a moisture barrier for your roof. So under the ground it will last pretty much forever, but in the sunlight, the UV light will break it down. So I've got to bury this up to the edge of there, all the way around, and then also build a little roof that comes out and covers, you know, shades that, so it's not in the sun, and it'll stay good. Otherwise it gets brittle and it'll tear. But that's much later. Right now I'm happy to have my house all buried and ready to take a break. Yeah, I've been at this for a while. I'm definitely quite tired. So I hope you enjoyed this little adventure in burying my house and the rest of my Ant Village videos. If you like what I'm doing, you can go out to patreon.com/JesseGrimes and become a patron. Give a small donation per video, and that really helps me continue to do all this and take the time to edit and all that. You can follow me on Instagram @OneHeartFire. I try to post pictures as much as I can. A little bit more up to date at what I'm doing. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for following. I'm gonna go take a nap.